fix it another day. So, hello everyone. Welcome to the stream. I am Tyler. It's nice to see you all again. It's been, like 8 years at this point. It feels like a million years, but it's not. So, I forgot to do it like this. There we go. Alright, so, welcome to the stream. I am your humble DM, Tyler. You might recognize some familiar voices here, and mainly newer voices, as we are no longer doing a zombie D&D campaign, but now we are doing a actual D&D campaign. Not just one, but 3. We're going to have a campaign every Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, bi-weekly, all taking place in the same world. So, you'll all know who I am at this point. So, if anyone would like to introduce themselves first.
Sure. I'm Matt. I am the guy that runs the Pocket Dimension, the server that runs this campaign. Do you want me to introduce my character or no?
Not yet.
Okay.
Not at this
I'm just
occurrence.
Matt. Hi.
All right, next one.
I'm Robin. Oh, sorry. I'm
That's
Robin. Hi, I am new. Excited to play.
Alrighty.
Hi, I'm Sirius, back for a 3rd season, and I'm excited to get back into this.
All right. We are waiting 2 other players. So.
Hi, I'm Danny or Doc or Snugs. Y'all can pick. It's my first time here.
And I'm Kelsey, and this is my first time here as well.
All right. So we will get into character introductions in a sec, but let's set the scene. I'd like to welcome the players and the stream to the Kingdom of Gladria. It's a kingdom located in my new homebrew world, which I have yet to name, but we are located specifically in the south continent of the Kingdom of Gladria, where the entire island is solely dedicated to worships of the god of this realm, mainly because the gods reside in the southern continent, in the city of the gods. However, it is not easily accessible, as only proven champions, those worthy of praise, or those who find their way through a labyrinth-like forest could enter the city. What separates the city from the rest of the world is a giant forest created by Sylvia, the goddess of nature and animals. A forest that changes every single day, almost like a labyrinth type of way. So much so that it creates as an active barrier between the gods and the rest of the world. And right above, at the very tippy top of the South Continent, is a big city called God's Landing. A place where supposedly the gods set their first steps in onto the world as they first created it. This grew into a massive pilgrimage city in the world where many around the world travel for either answers to be in the landmark of God's Landing, or to even try to find the gods themselves. But our story begins, like all great D&D stories begin, in a tavern. The tavern called the Grand Meat Hall. It is a 3-story building where it serves as not only a tavern, but also serves as an inn. And our story begins with a high elf cleric that Doc will describe. You are sitting in the tavern with instructions from your teacher, another cleric by the name of Sophia, because Sophia has tasked you on a quest. However, you need to find people who would be able to aid you, and she told you to wait at the tavern, as many an adventurer would try to come into taverns to spread their name, or to spread word, or to find work. So she told you to go to the tavern, and you have been sitting here for about 30 minutes or so. If you would like to describe what your character looks like and say their class.
So Divino is a high elf cleric who is a bit more tanned than high elves tend to be. Um, he has short blonde hair, ear piercings from the base to the top. He wears sometimes brown and gold robes uh, that usually will sit over his armor. He has a lean build, but it looks a bit bulkier mostly because of the armor he wears underneath. Um, and a lot of it is very uh, silver and gold and moon inspired, with some of that gold and silver inlay throughout, including on his warhammer. Um, he has a very young looking face for an elf, so can't be more than 40 or 50, which is basically like elf toddlership. Um, and he's just sitting in the chair saying, "Okay, I got told I had to be here, and when I get told I need to be here, I don't expect to have to wait so long. They're like, go to the tavern, there's adventurers," and now it's like, okay, where are these people? I'm not supposed to drink when I'm on the job, but like I've already been here 30 minutes. Um,
All right.
I
So
can't really
as
get in
you are
trouble.
contemplating these thoughts and kind of like questioning why you're even here, a adventurer appears through the door. In fact, two, as I randomly rolled who gets to go in. So, Matt, if you would like to describe what your character looks like as your character and your helper enter the tavern.
Yeah. So Grimshaw walks through, and he is a tall, purple dragonborn with like the most flamboyantly aggressive purple clothing that he could possibly get his hands on. Across his back is a large brown guitar with like a purple dragon scale handle, and he kind of walks in and he gets a look of the room. He's got this big like just a log of a cigar hanging out of his mouth, and he looks up. He looks down at his manservant Gaudi, and he goes, "Gaudi, find me the owner." And he walks over to a seat and sits down and kicks his feet up.
And Gaudi at this point says, "Oh, okay, boss. I'll try to find him." And then he will go around the tavern, asking around. As one comes in, a few minutes later, it seems like two adventurers come in. Let's start with Robin's character. If you'd like to describe what your character looks like as your character enters the tavern.
Sure. So Kaz is a 7'8" tall Fearbolg. She has like blue fur and super curly reddish hair that she just kind of like braided back. She's dressed. Oh, that's actually her starry form. She's the Circle of Stars druid.
Okay,
I
it's all
guess.
good.
My bad. But she is wearing pretty simple clothing, except for a very well, like intricately engraved, not engraved, embroidered cloak over everything. Um, and she just struts in. She doesn't realize that she's almost hitting the rafters with her head. Um, and she just sits down at a table and looks around to see if there's any waiters or waitresses or something.
Sure,
for a
you can
drink.
move your token at this point.
Oh, sure. Where?
It's right over at the entrance, right over here.
Oh, hee hee. I guess she'll.
You do see a purple dragonborn, and you do see a high elf. Seems like to be a priest of
Yeah.
some sort.
Yeah. She kind of nods to both of them. She's never really seen elves or dragonborn before.
Howdy.
Hello. Do you know where someone
I
came
lost
from?
my Cash App card.
Probably one of these fair folk walking around with tankards of ale.
Oh, yes, thank you. Excuse me? Could I get, ale, was it, you said?
The one of the workers comes up to you and says, "Oh yes, I could get you some, lass. That would be about 2 copper pieces."
Well, 1 second. And she opens her, a little bag hanging on around her waist, and pulls them out and puts them in the person's hand very
All right. She takes it. She says,
intensely.
"I'll be right with you shortly." And then she,
Can I have one too, please?
"Oh, of course. You got 2 copper."
Yeah. And I give her 2 copper.
All right. She'll take it.
Make that 3.
Oh, well, very well, very well. That'll be 2 copper, sir.
Well, thank you. I've never been in a bar before.
Oh well, it's not quite. It's quite simple. Most of the time, people come here to eat and drink. Sometimes, depending on the establishments, they'll rest to weigh their heads on nice pillows and such. Because sometimes we get adventurers, outsiders, of course. I'll be back with the ale. I'm just gotta go upstairs, and then she will go upstairs to get the ale. As she goes and gets the ale, a tall, hulking figure appears through the doorway, almost as tall as you, Kaz. Sears, if you would like to describe what your character looks like.
All right, so Zer is actually on has his hands like he's on all fours most of the time, so he sort of walks in like at around 5'10" on all fours, like with one hand, mulching some herbs that's tied around a necklace of his. He's wearing thin brim glasses. He's super thick with fur, so he doesn't have a shirt on, but he does have like orange ripped shorts with like a sun sash in the middle. He is a 7'4" monk, though, but he's kind of like mashing herbs as he's like walking in on all fours, essentially.
This dwarf behind the counter goes up to you and says, "Excuse me, sir. How can I assist you? Are you all right?"
Yes, yes. Do you have any chickens?
"Oh, I got plenty of chickens upstairs. Here. Come have a seat. You can have a seat at any one of these tables, or if you want to sit at the long tables. But of course, they do have to share, unless someone wants to pull up a chair for you. Of course."
No thanks. I'll sit in the corner. I'm best in corners.
All right.
And he kind of just like trots his way over here in the corner.
All right. As you are going up to, he says, "Oh, for like the chickens, that'll be about 1 silver piece."
I'll give him a silver piece.
All right, you'll take it. He says, "I'll let the chefs know," and then he'll go upstairs and says, "Hey, we gotta cook some chicken. There's a bugbear in the tavern." And then he'll go upstairs. All right, and then the last of the players, a mysterious, strange-looking figure goes through the doorway. As soon as this figure goes in, everyone gets a bit unsettled, as far as the commoners. If you would like to describe your character, Kay.
Umbrella is your normal human. They are gender neutral, and they're dressed in all black leather with like a red cloak. And they instantly start observing the room
All right.
and looking about.
So what they see is that they see a bugbear wearing a monk gi chilling in the corner. You see a purple dragonborn tuning his lute. You see what seems like to be a high elf priest of some sort, and you do see what seems like to be a furbolg, a very tall furbolg, just wearing regular clothing. As soon as you come through the door, the mermaid comes with 3 kegs of ale, 3 glasses of ale. She says, all right, I got the ale, oh! She gets a bit startled from your appearance. She says, oh, and like as she goes around, she says, can I help you? Can I help you?
They take their hood down and they have like short brown hair and brown eyes, very basic human looking. Their features are boyish but feminine at the same time.
Okay.
they smile and talk like very low underneath their breath, and they're like, no, no, thank you.
The
And
bar-
they take.
the barmaid goes a little bit closer to you because you are low in tone. She says, "I'm sorry, I didn't hear you. Could you say that again? I think you're a bit low."
They talk even quieter.
Okay. Okay.
No, thank you.
Okay. Do you want to have a seat or?
Yes, yes, I will take a seat.
Okay. Would you like
And
some?
then they walk.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
And then they like walk over and sit down.
Okay, you can move your token at this point. There you go. It says, "I'll be right with you." Goes up to you, Grimshaw. "Here's your ale, sir." Goes up to you, Davino. "Here's your ale, sir." And then goes up to you, Cass. "And here's your ale, miss. Let me know if you need anything to eat."
Okay, I will let you know. Thank you.
All right. Just let me or one of my fellow workers know. And then she will go over to you, Beretta, and she says, "Do you want anything to drink? Anything to eat?"
I'll take some water. That sounds nice.
Okay. Just give me 1 second. I'm coming downstairs, going upstairs to get it. Okay. And then she will go upstairs. Davino, it seems like some interesting characters have come through the door, and it seems that whatever Sophia said was right. You do see some adventures all around, very interesting individuals. So, what do you do?
Okay, so this is like nothing I was told about. This is nothing what she prepared me for. She knows I'm not like the best at like talking to. Hi everyone in the tavern. I'm looking for adventurers who would like to possibly make some coin. I'm not too sure about the amount. I was given very little instruction. Um, yeah, so come on over if you're somewhat interested.
At this point, Grimshaw, your aide comes to you, he says, "Hey, I couldn't figure out who the owner is, boss, but hey, that high elf," and he points over to Davino over here, and he says, he said he has some coin.
As soon as he says that, he like grabs the top of Gaudy's head and like points him at the guy. And he's like, "You see that? Do you know what that is?"
He's an officer.
He leans down and goes, "No, that's a target." And he
Mm.
gets up.
Okay, you can move your token.
"I hear you have way in change of gold. Word came over the air."
I said that there like might be coin if there's like a job. I don't know. I was pretty much told to like come here and find adventurers. And like normally that means like there's an adventure for them to go on, and normally like when you're done with an adventure, from my understanding, there's like money involved.
Seems to be a fair understanding. Well, with the promise of maybe gold, I certainly couldn't. You seem like someone who can make fair deals. What do you say you help me with a little problem, and I'll help you with this little problem?
Um, like what problem do you have? I'm like really confused. I'm like a verbal like
Oh well,
mission board. So it's like at will, take it or leave it kind of thing.
well, you're a little sparse in details. I figured you'd do me the justice of doing the same. I figure you probably have some to happen here, or are you simply being paid to shop things in town?
Oh no, like my like supervisor basically told me to start the process and then she'd be along with like more details. So if you want to like just hang around this area, she'd probably assume like you're interested.
Well, what's the job? It's very vague.
You turn around, you see the furball like speaking conversation as you're talking to Grimshaw.
Sorry,
Um
I couldn't help but overhear. I'm not that far away.
It's hard not to overhear. He's yelling it over
No,
the
I'm like
tavern.
saying it really loud because like literally I've given you all the details I've been given. It's really how frustrating do you think it is for me? I'm told to come here and just do this. Like go find adventurers. Little to no detail. Like God, it's gonna be infuriating.
Zer, at this point, the dwarf comes over to you with what seems like to be a small full chicken. It's like, here you go, sir. Here's your chicken.
I appreciate it.
All right.
Thank you.
Of course. Let me know if you need anything. And then he'll go
Of
over
course.
back to the desk.
Zer
What
begins
is your-
devouring.
Deliciously eat.
Greta will,
Nervously looks over his shoulder. He's like, oh.
Bretta's gonna come over to the table and take a seat and just say,
Okay.
I'm interested.
All right, you can move your token. There you go.
Well, I will slightly scoot over in case other people want to join. I really don't know when Sophia's going to arrive. God knows she likes to take her time when she is the one that's running the show.
Do I roll?
Do you what? You
Yeah,
can't.
I'm sorry, I'm cutting out. Do you know this name, Sophia? Or do I know this name?
Do you know this name? Are you asking the DM?
Yeah, DM.
Make a history check.
Not the best at that.
It's the first roll of the campaign.
Get a +0, so I might as well just roll a d20 on my desk.
Do
No math. 14.
14. It sounds familiar. Maybe a cleric, maybe something to do with the church. You aren't too sure, but it does sound familiar to you.
Interesting. Can't be signing my name to anything until I know what I'm about and what is asked of me. How about we?
Totally agree with that. Like, never sign up for anything you don't know details about. That's like #1 rule.
It kind of sounds like that's what you did, but you know,
No,
take it or
I'm
leave it.
stuck. I'm stuck with it. I kind of have things I have to do with them as part of.
Umbretta, at this point, the barmaid comes up to you with the glass. It's like, here you go.
Thank you, ma'am.
Of course, let me know if you need anything. And then she goes back to doing her
Of
business.
course.
She tends to these dwarves over here.
Oh wait, ma'am.
Oh,
I
Yes.
chased her down.
yes.
You by chance know who the owner is?
Oh, the owner. The owner, as I look through my notes as a DM, the owner of this establishment is Asmar Fulton. He's the dwarf over by the desk over there. And she points to the dwarf right over here.
Well, I surely don't want to disturb Mr. Fulton on his shift, but I have quite a generous offer for him. Do you think he'd see me?
Of course, he's not too occupied right now at the moment.
I almost like I didn't care what her answer was going to be.
Okay. And then
Mr. Fulton,
she'll tend to these dwarves.
how would you like to make a fair bit of gold?
Well, depends. How do I gain gold?
Well, I noticed this tavern is, the ambiance is mostly clacking glasses and creaky boards. I have this here instrument, and I take it out, and I strum
You
it.
bard.
I guess I'm going to warn you guys, because I don't want it to be too loud. I'm going to play a sound effect.
Sure.
We're going to do it. We're going to do
Oh
sound
boy,
effects.
real life sound effects. Here we go.
I would like to potentially raise some business for you. How does a 60-40 split sound?
Well, let me hear what you got first, and then we'll consider payment.
Oh, I'll set up a little demonstration. I walk over to these folks, and I kind of give myself like a bit of a breath of space. Actually, no. I get up on the table.
Sure. You jump on the table.
I hand Gaudi a cymbal, just so you could make a beat.
Sure, he makes the beat.
I start fucking jamming out about God's Landing. It's like I wrote a national anthem.
Okay. Go ahead and make a performance check.
I will. I rolled a 26.
Nice. So
Yes.
so you are strumming your guitar. It's echoing throughout the entire tavern. Some of the paladin guards, who are paladin guards, come up to it to see what's going on. Around the corner, the barmaid comes around the corner. This barmaid goes around the corner, along with seems like to be two gentlemen around the corner saying like, "Oh, what's going on?" And as you are playing this tune, it catches everyone in a good mood, and it's a genuinely good performance.
Hell yeah. I'm gonna cast Minor Illusion and have like purple lights dancing around me like a disco ball.
Oh, of
And then
course.
I'll stop hogging the limelight. That's all I wanted.
Umbrella is over there clapping.
Kaz is slamming her like mug of beer on the table, but she forgot that there's liquid in it still, so it
Just
kind of
break
sloshes all over her hands, and she's like,
Uh, Davina's just enjoying the light show. he's like, I'm just here for the lights.
What about you,
I'm gonna
Zer?
have Body run around with a top hat and collect like money from people.
All right, he'll run around. All right, what do you think about the performance, Zer?
Oh, he enjoys it, but he's still devouring this chicken.
Of
It has
course.
been a couple
Good
days.
devouring music.
All right. At this point, I'm gonna remember these names. Asmar comes up to you, and he says, "Oh, well, damn, that's a pretty good performance. Well, I do need a bard once in a while. Not a lot of bards have been coming as of late. How often can you perform? How long are you gonna stay here?"
Well, I'm a bit of a drifter sort, but as often as I can be here, I will provide my services on your busiest of nights.
We'll tell you what. Every time you come in, just let me know in advance so I could set something up. Other than that, as far as payment wise, if you do good as perform, I'll agree to a 60-40 type of deal. Or,
I hand him.
or better yet, if you're willing to do a 50-50 deal, I could give you a free room for the night.
Every night I play, I get a free room. Fair enough. All right, 50-50 it is. And would you be so kind as to have your beautiful young ladies hand these out? And he hands him a stack of posters.
He says, "Of course, I'll hand them out."
Or flyers, not
All right.
posters.
He puts it on the desk as he continues to tend to some other paperwork.
All right. I go back.
All right. Gaudy's still going around collecting coin.
Fuck yeah.
So, other details. I'm Divino. I feel like I don't know any of your names, and
Grimshaw.
well, I don't have a name, but the sailors I was with earlier called me Kaz, so I guess you can call me that.
What did
okay.
your family call you? How do you not have a name?
Well, Fearbolts don't typically have names. They kind of just refer to you as what you do. So they called me the Stargazer. I just stay up all night looking at stars.
They are captivating.
I'm Umbrella. It's nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you as well. I also I'm looking in the room if there's anyone else other than the three who have come who might be adventurers.
You only really see like basic commoner folk. You do see this furball that you see like Grimshaw's little hubble comes up, and at this point, Zer, as you're about to finish eating this chicken, you see this little tiny purple dragonborn come up to you. He says, sir, would you like to tip my good friend Grimshaw over there for that amazing performance?"
Zer like stops mid chew and just turns ever so slowly at this dragonborn.
Eat him.
And says,
I very
So it's-
slowly turn back and make eye contact.
Continues there.
"Well, yes, it was quite a performance. One second, where are my manners?" And he throws down the chicken a little bit aggressively, and then just like stops. and looks at it and just takes a deep breath and just takes the silver coin and tosses it.
He's thanks. At this point, Gaudy just comes running up to you, and
I'm gonna stop him.
Okay.
I
He's quite big and frightening. I didn't know bugbears are down here.
I just give him like a pat on the head and walk past him.
All right.
How'd you like to make that silver piece back and then some?
After being disturbed by eating his chicken a second time, Zer puts it down again, takes a deep breath, and then stands up. He stands about 7'4", but he does have a 10-foot. He does have a 10-foot arm wingspan, so his arms are a little bit extra long. And he's like, whatsoever are you suggesting?
He looks a little intimidated. He's like, wow. Listen to my proposition, and I'll buy you a chicken. Another one.
Can I finish this one first?
Sure. I'll be right over there when you're... Come on, buddy.
Zer's finishing his chicken.
Gaudy hands you a coin purse that is about a combination of silver pieces and copper pieces that is basically worth 5 gold.
I take 3 gold. Or no, I'm sorry. I take 2 gold for myself. I give Gaudy 1, and then I give the barkeep 2.
All right, you go back. He says, thank you.
Good doing business with you. I'm sure I'll see you around.
Of course. Let me know if you show up. I'll make sure that you get a lot of coin. And me as well.
And I go back to my cigar.
Yep.
Umbrella whispers under their breath, and she's like, they thought I was intimidating? Look at that guy over there.
Yeah, I just about shit myself walking up. I figure if adventure to be had, that's someone we want on our side.
Well,
I don't know. He seems quite nice. He's like living his life. He's eating his
Oh,
chicken.
he was polite.
he's a
He
bit
was very
short,
polite.
is he not?
You just kind of look over at her and like look up.
Oh, it realizes that everyone is like craning their necks to look up at her, and she just is like, "Oh, my apologies. I always forget to do this." And she casts disguise self to just appear, a couple like a foot or so shorter.
Sure.
So little poof, and she like shrinks down to 6'3", a much more reasonable height.
Fair enough.
I bet that keeps you from bumping your noggin.
Oh yes, I think I did hit my head a little bit back there.
Umbrella is still craned, looking up at her.
How short
That's
is
a little
Umbrella?
better.
Well, this is the best I can do, unfortunately. I just learned how to do this, so troubleshooting.
That's a pretty cool trick.
Oh, thank you.
Go ahead, Zer.
After I'm done with my chicken, I'll just kind of walk on over, standing my 7'4" self. So, what's this coin you speak of?
I raise up a silver coin. I say, "Waitress, another chicken."
She comes over.
Sit
She
down,
says,
friend.
of course. Just give me 1 moment." And then she goes back upstairs.
Well, this gentleman over here shouting, good adventure to be had. I am in need of coin and individuals capable of, well, let's say impressive. And let's just say you impress. Not your chicken eating. That was a sight to behold, but more of a sight of savagery than of strength that I assume you presume you have.
I understand. In terms of, are you expecting me to fight? Is that what you see me as?
Unknown.
Well, my general announcements like for adventuring and like that kind of entails fighting sometimes, or like search and rescue, or like exploration, or like retreat. Like it's so many things. Fighting is a possibility. I
would
make no
like to not
assumptions.
fight anyone who is not first the aggressor, if possible.
Again, I've been given very little details. Super frustrating. Yeah, I know. Sophia should be arriving anytime soon with like some semblance of details.
At this point,
Um,
as I like to add, Sophia comes walking in through the door as soon as you say that. She is a human, definitely what seems like to be a cleric of high regard of some sort. She is wearing. Oh god, I'm trying to remember the color. She's wearing like white and pastel blue robes and colors. Seems like to be a priest outfit. She is human, and what this token looks like is what she looks like. Grim and Davino, you know that she has been teaching you the ways of Twilight, of course. And she, after your training was complete, she just sent you to this tavern, and now she awaits. She says, "Ah, Davino, there you are," and she will walk over to the table. And
yep,
she
been here, found people. Look what I did.
Serendipitous.
well, it's nice to meet you. It seems like Davina has found a good lot of you.
For what we surely do not know.
Come,
We're hoping you be the one to carry the detail.
come, please,
I'm
please, have a seat.
so good at my job.
Let's now stand, and then she will take a seat right next to Retta. And then at this point, the barmaid comes back and says, "Oh, well, I got your chicken, sir. You can wait right over here." And then she looks at Sophia. She says, "Can I get you anything?" And Sophia's like, "No, I won't be here for too long. I'll just talking to these fine fellows, and then I'll be on my way." The barmaid's like, "Well, okay. Let me know if you need anything." She will go this way. So, the reason why I have Davino come over here to recruit you lot is, well, for the most parts, the church does need some help, and in exchange, we can give out some coin if you are interested.
The Church of.
The Church of the Gods, of course. Grimshaw, you know that there's like this being God's Landing being like a big church that honors all the gods.
It's like a pantheon.
Basically, yeah.
It's a non-denominational church.
But
The Universalist Church.
she continues saying, "Well, the church is ready to offer each of you, including you, Davino, 100 gold pieces if you're willing to complete this task."
More than
What
I'm
does it
making a week.
entail?
Would rather have a conference with the gods.
We all wish to have conference with the gods, my dears. But trust me, this task comes from the gods themselves.
Or so you say. Well, you can tell us what the details are, and we'll decide if it is divine.
Very well. I was contacted by my god, as I look through my notes. Sorry, stream. We're working on notes. This is
Ayla,
what
it's
should
my
be-
god. I know this. Ayla.
Davino interrupts saying, "Yes, of course, Ayla, the goddess of the twilight, came to me in a dream, saying that there are sinister things lurking in Sylvia's forest. She tells me that some strange creatures, not animal, but not man, stranger creatures have inhabited the forest, attacking all holy animals, even killing a few. Thus, I was tasked to bring not a group of heroes together to try to figure out what's causing this and trying to figure out what is going on with our holy beasts. They have done nothing wrong to deserve such punishments, especially some wicked creatures from what I'm told. That's why I tasked Davino to, well, guide you all here to see what's going on in Sylvia's forest and to report back to see what's going on. And if you were to be continuing with this employment, then obviously there'll be more gold and even more benefits, of course, to do other tasks depending on what you find.
Well, I'm in. I don't have much else going on.
Oh, thank God. I was like, she would be so mad if no one agreed.
I was just about to say the same. I'm in.
Yes, a
Well,
100 gold
Working
is
for a church
good.
is as close as I can get to talking to the gods, so yes, that's where we are.
yes, but on a proportional basis. I like to keep my cards up.
I understand. You don't have to be religious to accept this job. If coin is what you wish, then by all means, we have no issue in doing that. All that I am simply asked is to go into the forest and investigate to see what's been going on and to report back to the church.
Well, we're not going to get paid 100 gold by sitting on our hands. He stands up and looks at everyone. I'm Grimshaw Rex, and I will fill this journey with music and hope to the best of my ability.
All right. And Kaz stands up and just like throws back the rest of her beer, which is most of it, and she makes a disgusted face.
That's how it's done, and he does the same.
All right.
Oh, God.
So,
Greta sips on their water.
of course. Sophia says, "Excellent. Well, there is a blacksmith and there is a market if you do require supplies. However, if you do want some general guide or information in regards to Sylvia's Forest, just come by to the Church of the Gods. I will be there along with some other clerics that could possibly assist you on your journey. When you come back, just let me know when the task is complete." And then she stands up and looks at you, Davino says, "Davino, I expect you to join them and to assist them whenever they can."
He just does the thumbs up sign. Like, you got it.
Very well. Well, I do wish you all luck and do be safe. Even though the forest has these holy creatures, there are regular animals as well, bears and the like. So do be safe. And I hope Ayla guides you not only through the day and through the nights and through the twilights. And then she calmly exits the tavern.
Well, perhaps we should take a runabout. What are our skills? Seeing me in action. Saw that guy eat a chicken, which gives me a fair idea of what he's.
Caesar just continuously eating and devouring said chicken that was brought earlier.
Yes, one thing you have to know, I have an acute iron allergy, so I cannot hold any weapons or have any armor at all.
Fair.
Nasty one. Well, I am from the forest, and if I remember everything my tutors taught me, I should be able to do something in there. Magically, that is, I guess. She tries to prove herself and casts Druidcraft on the table and just grows like a tiny little primrose
Okay.
from nothing.
A tiny rose grows from a piece of wood, seeming like, would be like days or even months cultivating and a rose, but out comes a rose in a matter of seconds.
Greta extremely amazed.
You can have it if you want. I can make as many as I want.
They pluck it and place it in their robe. Thank you.
What can you do? Bretta, what?
Yes, Greta. I will bring protection from afar.
And I can heal. I can make a lot of things relating to the night kind of happen. And I pull out from underneath the table a giant warhammer in the shape of a moon. And I can swing this really, really well. You know, for funsies.
Oh, I'm
Zero
sure
starts
it'll be
sneezing.
fun. Well, the forest is a dangerous place. Are y'all ready to go there?
Yes, where are we meeting up to travel there? It seems like you guys will go shopping first.
I need nothing.
sure what I would even buy.
Should investigate first. Should we need anything? It'll become apparent.
Oh, yes. What is this forest? I've heard of it, but I
You
just land here. Like, she looks at a watch that does not exist. Like 45 minutes ago.
Well, these lands are surrounded by forests that are amuck with, we'll call them dangerous fellows who prefer to study in darker magics. They spawn dangerous creatures. Not too uncommon to see someone be paid to slay such creatures.
There's also a fair number of divinely favored creatures in the forest. This is the land of the gods, so a lot of them have taken creatures as representative of their manifestations. So a lot of them also live in the forest. So it seems that something might be hunting these uh, favored beings.
Kaz perks up at this, and her ears just point upward a little bit.
And I think some of them are very fuzzy. I know Ayla, she loves foxes.
I do love a good fox. Well, if anyone needs to buy anything, we can go, but we might as well head out as far as I'm concerned.
I'm ready.
I think I may be set.
I think I'm good to go. Honestly, she should have told me if I needed to buy anything before even coming here. And so if not, then she's really bad at mentoring slash instructing if she didn't tell me what I needed to buy beforehand, and then I'll just give a very stern oh my god, you put your student in danger. What kind of teacher would do that? Kind of lecture, woe is me. But she didn't tell me anything, so I think overall it should be fairly simple. Nothing specialized needed.
Okay.
Off we go to adventure. And he turns around and lights another cigar.
All right.
Uh,
You guys exit the tavern, and sir, you finish the rest of your chicken down to the bone, and then you, along with the rest of the party, exit out of God's Landing. Now, let me just change the map real quick. I'll show you guys all the city map. Boom, that's what it is, just so that you guys all could see. So this is where you guys are coming out of. So going across the city and through the gate is going to take you about an hour because this is supposed to be bigger than what this map entails. So you guys pass the High Church of the Gods and make it through the gates. The guards allow you exit out, and all you really see is just a bunch of grassland. And in the distance, you do see along the way a path that leads directly into the forest. And about an hour, 30 minutes into travel, you quickly come to the entry. Boom. I forgot to put Zer's token on there. My apologies. Oh, and umbrellas. Boom, boom. And you guys... All right. So, you guys all eventually arrive to the forest entry. See here. Referred to my notes. Kaz, if you want to just make a general nature check as a druid, you could definitely check the vibes of this forest.
Yes, I will do
Can
that.
I give guidance?
Sure.
Okay.
So you add a D4 to your D20 roll.
Okay.
Check your messages, Tyler.
Okay, I will check.
It's one of the things I can do so often.
Okay, I gotta check it on my phone. I don't want to mess up the stream. So.
Just a 12.
The 12. This, in comparison to your home forest, this is what seems like to be the forest of all forests. You could actually feel Sylvia, the goddess of nature's almost essence, built into the forest.
Cool. Yeah, I take a super deep breath and just look around at everything. Yeah. Are we in a clearing or?
Right now, you're just at the entry of the forest.
Okay. So I'm not getting any like spooky vibes.
No, currently no.
Okay. Well, this seems like a lovely place to, I don't know, frolic. Maybe do some foraging.
It's in some parts of it. Let's enjoy the nice part while we can.
Well, I will follow whoever's lead, I guess.
Right.
I'll go.
All right. As you guys enter, you can form your party formations or what have you.
In the back.
In the back as well.
Fair enough.
This is fine. This is exactly. This is. This is how it was last season. This is how it's gonna be.
I'll be towards
I
the
was the
middle
barbarian
front.
last season. I was with you.
I'll be like right behind Zur because I don't know where I'm going, but my magic wore off, so I'm
Fair enough.
tall again.
I'll be in the middle because I can cover all ends, and if something bad happens to the back, I can get there fairly quickly to try and mitigate.
All right. So I would like for you all
And
to roll.
Can I?
Go ahead.
I would like to on Zer give Vigilant Blessing. As an action, I can give one creature I touch
Advantage on initiative.
advantage on the next initiative roll the creature makes. The benefit ends immediately after the roll or until I use it again.
Thank you. I played a Twilight Cleric my last campaign. Oh, thank you.
You got the first Vigilant Blessing of the game.
All right.
Sweet.
Alrighty. You guys continue down the path, and you guys can roleplay if you wish. Otherwise, we can move on. Oh God, that was very loud.
Was it really loud?
Yeah, that was very loud. Oh boy.
I play the guitar loudly.
Really quick question: what time of day or night is it?
This is the middle of the afternoon.
Okay, perfect.
So as far
yes, if we are going hunting, could we please stay away from the animals that have red meat? The iron in it is not good with me. Poultry and fish, primarily, is my diet. That's why I'm so thin.
No problem for me. I'm a vegetarian.
Greta is writing this down.
That I'm a vegetarian?
What he can't eat and what she can't eat.
Aw,
Just to be very, very cautious.
that's so sweet.
All right. So we go just move on from here. Let's go here.
La 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 la.
So I'll put your guys' tokens down. Give me 1 second. Your tokens are kind of scattered on my DM screen because I prepped some tokens. So I'm gonna put everyone's tokens here in a sec. Boom, boom. Get Davino on here. There you are. And then let's get Kaz over here as well. Where is she? There she is. Boom. Alright, you guys come at a crossroads. As you guys are entering through the forest, you see that there are multiple trees. Seems like to be apple trees, actually, as you guys go through. But 20 minutes after you go through, you realize that the entry behind you is kind of further away in the distance. And now you guys are at a crossroads. The question is, which path do you take?
Can I roll another nature check to see if I can see if there's a better place?
See if which route is safer?
Yeah.
Sure.
Or survival, whichever you...
You can make a nature check.
Okay, sweet.
And
I'm
can
gonna-
I do a perception check to see if I hear any noises that are outside of the normal for the forest at this point?
Sure, make a perception check.
Guidance.
I rolled a 13.
13? You aren't too sure. You're not really used to this type of forest.
Could I roll a religion check to see if there's any sort of lore that would guide us through forests like these?
Sure, you can make a religion check.
I was gonna roll bardic inspiration for Cavs. Did they already roll?
Yes, she already rolled.
Okay,
I
sorry.
rolled
You can save it then.
I rolled a natural 12 for 15.
You know that there's a lot of things lore-wise that happened in the forest, both good and bad. What you do know is that, this forest acts like a labyrinth. It changes almost every day, so not one forest is the same. But other than that, you don't really get any much detail that you recall.
For
No.
perception, I got a 24.
You just hear normal sounds of nature. You don't really hear anything out of place around this area.
All right.
I
Well,
say we left. 'Cause
I
if we keep going left, we'll find the right way.
I have Natural Explorer, and my specialty is forests. So would I be able to
Oh
find
shit!
our way easily?
I would say go ahead and make another nature check for that, just to kind of get another sense because you are Furbolg.
I'm gonna give them bardic inspiration.
All right.
They're not a Furbolg.
Oh yeah, it's
Oh.
it's Umbretta.
Oh, Umbrella. My apologies. I was paying attention to my stream, so.
Okay.
You're good.
Oh, add
16.
add a d6 to whatever you roll.
Yeah, so roll a d6.
The sound of my sweet, funky jams makes you better at nature.
So 16 plus 6.
Okay. And what's your question again? I'm sorry.
If I could help us get through this maze of a forest, find our way.
The good way to get through the forest is through like as much as you could see of the forest, the better, because some animals tend to hide in camouflage, some tend to hide in plain sight, and with you not knowing. So the best way is where light is showing, which in this case, this is a bit more brighter in comparison to these two.
I think we should follow that path, and they point towards the brighter area.
So left.
follow.
Excellent.
Well, if we turn left enough times and don't find anything, we'll end up right back here, right?
Yes, yes.
That's the logic.
All right. So as you turn left, you do see what seems like to be. Yeah, let's do this. You come to see this as I'll place your characters down while I'm describing it. So what you guys see is you see what seems like to be 3 old bridges that would have been built here a couple of decades ago. But it seems that this bridge is in disarray or in disrepair of sorts. Seems like it has seen its better days, and all 3 bridges are collapsed, destroyed. And the only path seems to be around, other than the path you came back, is either going left, right, or straight across. There is a bunch of like dead tree trunks around. You also see, it seems like some rocks on the ground and what have you. But other than that, that's all the information I'm going to give you until you guys investigate.
How
Alright.
deep is the river?
Give me 1 second. Would you 1 second. I'm sorry.
Like, can I see the bottom, or is it super murky?
You cannot see the bottom, but you could tell it's a river of sorts.
I'm gonna reach into Gaudy's backpack and I'm gonna
Oof.
take out some rope
Okay.
and I'm gonna tie it to a rock and I'm gonna toss it in the water to see how deep it is.
All right. You toss it in the
So-
water. It takes at least half of the rope.
25 feet? Yeah. It's deep. I think a run and jump should do it.
Zer would like to get to the edge and see if he could find any fish to catch.
Make a perception check.
+2 on my perception.
Gaudy, I want you to try to jump across.
What?
11.
11? Yeah, you do see fish going across the river.
Could I try to catch him with my bare hands?
Sure. Make a... I guess this would be an attack roll. So go ahead and make an attack roll with your bare hands.
Literally bare hands.
Your bare hands.
17.
That's just enough. You're able to catch a fish.
Zer begins eating it.
You eat that fish. Back to you, Grimshaw. Gaudy goes, "Oh, I don't know. Like that's a large gap. I don't think I can make it. Maybe."
All right, you know what? I have a better idea. I'm gonna tie a rope around him. And
what you
I'm
doing,
gonna-
boss?
Oh, don't worry about it. You get paid well for shit like this. And I walk over to Zer. Zer, do you think you could throw my companion into the river?
Gaudy's like, "Wait, what? What?
I need you to tie off the rope.
What?
You're not willing to swim it, so we gotta throw you.
What do you mean? I didn't agree to this."
I mean, I'm not the strongest bugbear, but I can try.
It's more about technique when you're throwing, gnomes and goblins and kobolds and such.
He's gonna put this little one in like a shot put position, and then you just
I'm gonna give him bardic inspiration.
I'm gonna give him guidance.
All right, Umbretta and Cass, how are you reacting to this as Zer is about to toss Gaudy across this river?
How like far across is the river?
I would say, let me get my tool here. Thank you, Owlbear Rodeo. It's a 20-foot gap.
Oh.
But you could tell that.
Okay.
But Grimshaw said that the water is deep. So.
Okay. She just goes, hang on, and like puts her hand on Grimshaw's shoulder before he. Have you thrown him yet? Sorry.
I don't think he's been yeeted quite yet. We're all like amping him up. Like, hey,
I like put my hand on his shoulder, which is I think. How tall are you? Like you're around my waist.
He's about 6.5 feet, so probably like your waist.
Yeah, you're like a foot or something. Okay, yeah. And she just dives in and swims across.
Okay, I need you to make an athletics check.
Okay.
Bretta is neutral about this situation. They're just standing there.
Fair enough.
Okay. That is a dirty 20.
All right, you swim across it. This river's a little bit strong, but you're able to get across the river.
I tossed her the rope.
Sweet. I grab it and I tie it off.
All right, now there is a rope across. I will draw a rope. We'll use gray. So there we go. There's a rope.
I'm gonna cross by just climbing across the rope.
All right, make an athletics check.
Oh no, the first nat one.
Gramshaw, you are climbing on the rope. You're dangling a little bit off the water. Your claw accidentally cuts the rope, and now you're falling down, and you're taking down the river currently.
Am I still hanging on to the rope?
Make a dexterity saving throw.
13.
13. Let me roll a percentage die on this, because it is a natural one. Okay, you are managed to just barely hang on in the river. The current you see is a little bit stronger than you anticipated, and if you didn't grab onto that rope, who would have knows where that river would have taken you?
He's just holding onto his hat like, a little help.
Can I reach him easily?
Yeah, you could go over there and pull a
Okay.
rope. Yep.
Yeah, I'll pull him back on the side of the river where we're going.
Zer would like to swim across as well.
All right, make an athletics check.
Bring Gaudy.
Do I still have bardic and guidance?
I'll allow it.
Yeah.
I'll allow
I'm
it.
concentrating for a minute.
I have no idea what you guys are, and what's a joke or what's not.
Yes, is
I
the
was
answer.
fully serious about the throw until someone stopped me.
I mean, if I'm bringing Gaudy, can I swim with Gaudy on my back?
Sure, you're big enough.
Guidance is never.
You're big enough, and he's small enough. So.
I needed that. Holy smokes. Let's see. So that's a natural 9 plus 4 on my athletics. That's 13. 5 on the bardic. That's 18. 1 on the guidance. That's 19.
Nice. So you manage. You're struggling a little bit, but you managed to go across with God. He says, "Thanks, sir." You start to itch a bit because he is wearing a little bit of metal.
Ugh. Please,
Gaudy,
please,
get
please
off
move.
me.
Please move.
I'm sorry. I forgot. I'm sorry. Now is Davino and Umbretta. You guys have yet to cross. This rope is cut. I will erase it to signify so.
Freda is gonna walk to the edge and toss him another rope.
All right. Phew. Another rope is tossed. Yoink.
Yoink has been grabbed and tied off.
And then they will walk across, crawl across, or, you know.
Would you like to
Shimmy.
crawl or shimmy?
I'll shimmy across.
All right, make
Gotta
it.
shimmy.
Make an athletics check.
A 16.
Okay, you are able to get across safely.
About that because I have a +0.
All right, Davino, you're the only one who has yet to cross.
Okay. So this might go horribly wrong, and I kind of like show my robes. Like I have like really heavy armor underneath this.
You got this.
Just climb up the side of the river if you sink.
I'm gonna guidance myself.
Sure. All right, you're going across the rope.
Well, with athletics, which I get a +1, that's a 3 + 4 + 1.
Oh
for an
no!
8.
Oh.
Your metal is a bit too heavy, and because of that, you lose grip and you fall into the water.
Someone else is going to have to help him.
Okay.
And you're
Am I so heavy that the current can't take me?
You're so heavy that the
Nice.
current's taking you, but not as fast
I
as
don't-
it would.
If I can, I'm gonna like try and reach out and grab him.
Okay. I do need you to make a I would say make a dexterity check just to
Okay.
see if you're able to grab him.
All right.
Just don't roll a 1, otherwise bad things will happen.
May I try to lasso them?
Okay.
Okay. That was an 8, so I like
You fallen.
fingers brush the back of his shirt and
You fall. As you are reached to grab him, the weight of his armor is just so much that you also fall into the water.
So
No.
Bardic Inspiration says it can be used after the fact. I'm gonna give her Bardic Inspiration.
Sure. Okay. So roll a d6, see if it helps.
Pray for 6.
oh me.
Yep.
Okay.
Roll d6. Add that to your initial roll.
It's a 9 now. Oh baby.
You still fall
Oh,
into
yeah.
water.
Damn it.
So now you have
Already
Divino and Kaz with the current taking them. What do you guys do? At this point, they were right here.
I stop playing the guitar and I try to lasso.
Okay, with some rope, I presume?
Yeah. Would this be a dex save or?
I
dex
would
check?
say make a athletics check because you're tossing the rope.
Yeah.
That is a 15.
15. You toss the rope. You two, I need you to make a... What check would this be? I would...
Maybe dex save to catch it and like want to be lassoed. I assume they're not trying to get away from it.
Sure, I'll allow it.
Lasso me.
Sure, I'll allow it. So both of you make dexterity checks to see if
Wait.
you could quickly grab the rope.
+0.
Sir, help me hold this rope.
I will assist that, yeah.
I
Okay.
got a 12.
I got a 14.
12, 14. All right. You two grab the rope, but the current's still strong, and I need Zur and
I'm just gonna let him make the check, and I'll give him advantage by helping.
sure. So
Freda
Zur,
will
make
help
a
as well.
all right. So Zur, make a strength check with advantage. Well, yeah, strength
Strength
check.
or athletic check?
Athletics.
Strength or...
Athletics.
Okay.
Athletics. I had to think about it for a second.
That's a 15.
15. You are holding on. You are able to hold on just enough so that these two could just go across the water. I do need you to make a Constitution save though to see if you get exhaustion
Yeah,
levels.
I felt that. I felt that.
I felt
I know
that.
That's a 16.
16. Okay. It was a good workout.
I was like, yeah, like it's a lot. Like I'm not that small, and I got a lot of heavy armor.
Just pulled like 400 pounds out of the river.
I am almost 300 pounds, So.
Okay, so we're like 800 pounds. The three of us are all panting. Like all we had to
That's
do was
why I
cross the
called
river.
for it.
Damn, I didn't think the river would be the thing that almost did us in. Can we take a break?
Predator collapses on the ground.
All right.
Takes a rest.
I'm gonna play the guitar and I'm gonna take a rest.
Okay.
All right. Taking a short rest.
I think after almost drowning, I don't know, maybe it's just
Yeah, probably. Fine.
You guys are taking a short rest.
With this, is this a good time to take a rest in the stream as well? My dog is hassling. If
Yeah,
it's not, don't worry about it.
Yeah, not yet. Not yet.
Okay, no
So-
worries.
All right. So you guys are doing a short rest?
Yep.
Yeah.
All right.
The fact that a monk's being used as barbarian.
We gotta,
You got a
got the
bugbear.
muscles.
the monk is your muscle.
I have a strength of 13.
I have a strength of 14.
All right. So you guys have an hour to short rest. You guys can role play if you wish.
Do you guys
Thank you.
think maybe you could take off your armor while we're traveling?
Well, like,
No.
I could wear it, or, like, I could carry it. Either way, like, the total weight's the same?
What if someone comes up
Yes.
to attack us? We take 15 minutes to get dressed before we fight them. Thank you, Zer. I appreciate you. I'm not trying to hassle you, but I ain't taking shit off.
Unfortunately, I'm only wearing some leather armor, so I can't. I could lose weight, I guess.
That wasn't what I was saying.
I know.
Wow.
You-
Wow, Zer, that's just.
He looks at
inappropriate.
that is not where I was going. He looks at Davi. You specifically fell because of your armor. That was my point, not about weight.
Okay, but, like, if I, like, take it off and I'm still holding it, I no longer can use my arms, and then I still weigh the same.
He's got
Yes,
a
but-
point.
I just feel like there was better ways to have handled this.
I completely agree, but we clearly don't know those ways.
You know who I blame? I blame the architects of this bridge.
Well, they're probably long dead.
I blame myself for falling. Sorry about that.
Well, when in doubt, I usually blame the gods. And he looks up and he just points his middle finger at the sun.
No, the sun has
Oh
nothing
my
to do
God.
with it.
What was that inappropriate?
Well, I am trying to get something from them. I think if they hated me, that wouldn't be great.
Oh, I'm sure you don't share in my shame. The gods hate me and me alone.
Also, they can be kind of petty, so, like,
Oh, I've felt that before. Trust me.
like, maybe not make our life more difficult? Just say.
Freda looks up and flips off the sky as well.
I mean, it's
Kaz-
really the river's fault. The sky had nothing to do with it.
I
Okay,
just
so
feel like
flip
we
off the
should-
river!
I feel like we should just finish this job as quickly as possible.
Yeah, I'm rested. I caught my wind.
All right.
Right. So which way would you guys like to go? Would you like to go left, right, or continue through the forest?
Well, Bretta guided us right so far.
Freda's gonna look around and try to see what the best direction is gonna be for them.
Sure. Make a nature check.
And guidance.
Yup.
What does guidance do again?
It adds a d4 to your check.
Awesome.
Best cantrip in the game.
What, without
Arguably.
doubt. Eldritch Blast, you know.
Message.
Yeah, message is so much fun.
Okay, first roll was 16 plus 1, so 17.
You get the sense that you're not too sure about whether to go this way or that way. Water's flowing through this way, so there's bound to be, something at the end of this. But other than that, you could continue through the forest, which it is like the same brightness as you were entering on the other side. So, but it's up to you which way to go.
I kind of sense her indecision, and I start strumming the guitar with anticipation. I'm gonna give them bardic inspiration.
Okay.
Roll a d6.
Yeah, now roll a d6 and add it.
An 18.
Helpful.
An 18. Still the same information, but you get the feeling this might lead to something to some points, whereas the others are still kind of unknown.
Okay, so I'm not very sure on this, but my guts are telling me to go this way, and they point in the flow of the water.
Left again. You see? It's just simple logic. Let's
Just
go.
go fast and left.
Apparently.
Don't
Someone's
hold
got to
me
make a
to it.
sport out of that.
I can't blame you for leading us astray. We don't know where we're going.
All right. As you guys continue onward, I'll place another map. One moment. All right. So the river eventually leads into what seems like to be a big lake. This is the northern side of the lake. As I put your guys' tokens on the board.
Dang, got all these maps. This is nice.
Yeah, man. Upping the production. Trying to get the rest of your tokens. Here we go. Boom. Boom. There you go. Did I get everyone? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep. All right. So you guys may move your tokens. At this point, you guys have been traveling for about 2 hours. It is getting kind of hot. This is like the northern part of the big lake. There's a path that continues down and around, and then there's also like the forest, which there are some paths that lead into it.
I feel as if we're searching for something bad in the forest, we might have to go in the forest.
Yeah, it's where the bad things are. Fair.
Don't quote me, though.
Well, let's keep heading this way and see what we find. If we have to circle back, 2 hours lost is 2 hours lost.
All right. You guys can roleplay if you wish.
Onward.
As you guys are traversing.
Just some light bardic strumming as we walk.
So why live in the city of the gods if you're going to flip them the bird?
Not everything was entirely my choice. There was a time where I could have considered myself a devout. We Dragonborn define ourselves by our acts of honor. I received some dishonor. As such, I am no longer welcome.
Tough.
It is tough.
Damn.
Life goes on.
How about
What
you,
about-
Greta?
I'm not the one who chooses where I am. I'm just here.
That's fair.
I
Who
feel
makes
like
that choice?
That's like so cryptic.
It's like so emo.
Zer would like to find another fish.
Sure. Perception check.
Boy's hungry.
I'm gonna guidance him on his fish hunt.
Sure.
Why
Touches.
don't we just always add a D?
Let's just stack dice.
I
all
will
day.
forget, but like
It is
this man
touch.
just takes me from a river, so it's like, oh, he's going near the river. I must keep him alive.
Just
Oh,
in case.
17.
You see plenty of fish out of a variety of colors too.
I'm gonna try to snatch as many as I can.
All right, go ahead and make an athletics check.
Natural 14, so 18.
All right, so you are able to grab 2 fish, one red fish, one blue fish.
Greta is now contemplating the question that the Dragonborn asked about who decides where they are, and now they are having like a crisis in their mind. But it's like looking like they're brooding.
What's everyone's
I mean, for
passive
it to be
perceptions?
difficult.
My passive is
12.
16.
All right.
always a very comforting question to be asked.
One of the scariest
14.
questions a DM
Uh,
could ask.
14 as well.
All right. Let's
16.
Davino, you hear something like a cry of an animal somewhere around this area of the forest in the woods.
It sounds like there might be an injured animal over there.
Oh gosh. Kaz is already running over there.
Oh, okay, and
It could
we're
be a
running.
trap.
All right.
Be wary.
She's just going for it. Okay.
Alrighty.
Gaudy, stay here.
Okay, boss. Okay, boss. Alrighty. So, let me move on to the next map. You guys follow the cries. The cries get worse and worse as you guys get closer and closer. You hear some galloping, and a sad thing to see is that you guys see as you guys approach a dead unicorn with some blood tracks.
Oh my gosh.
I run
It's-
up to it.
I absolutely run up to it.
Zuri,
Is it
too big.
completely dead?
Oh
like-
yeah, it is.
Oh my god. Can I?
Zer wants to follow the tracks.
Okay.
I want to roll a nature check to see if, like, if I can tell what claw marks or
You
something.
you
are on
see
it.
as you get closer to the unicorn, you see what seems like to be a bunch of claw marks and a bunch of stab marks. Some of like the meat is hanging out a bit. This is like more of a feral attack of sorts, but nothing that would appear to be like any animal of sort.
Oh Jesus. Yeah. Are there any footprints?
There,
Do they look human?
you only see what seems like to be bloody prints of the unicorn that seem to be coming from this way.
Man. Okay. Kaz is gonna perform like a little like ritual for the dead horse to like help it move on into the afterlife or something, which just consists of growing various flowers and mushrooms on it to help it start to decompose a little bit quicker, like dust to dust sort of stuff.
Sure.
And Davino's doing like a prayer that the unicorn's soul like be like uplifted and that it didn't suffer.
Okay. What's the prayer?
May your hooves find the eternal light. May your suffering have been brief. And may those who have done this to you find divine justice.
Right.
And
You-
then I get up and I grip my warhammer.
Okay. All right. You do so. As you're finishing your prayer, Kaz, you do your ritual, and as it does,
Yeah.
fungi grows out from the horse, the dead unicorn, and as it does, you see what seems like to be the greenery around the unicorn seem to be like growing around it at a faster pace. It seems like some divine something divine has happened as you do that. It's not something you're used to as like the mushrooms continue
yeah.
to grow.
Absolutely. She stands up like pretty surprised and takes a sickle off of like where it's strapped on her back and looks furiously towards where the tracks were.
Okay. Alrighty. It leads further deeper into the forest, and you guys hear what seems like to be another like horse cry in the distance.
Davino just starts running. Like he is
Looking.
like in a divine fury.
Umbrella, how are you reacting to all this?
They're pretty neutral about the situation.
Okay.
They're brooding, contemplating.
Fair enough. And Grimshaw, how are you reacting to all this?
Grimshaw is like thinking of lyrics in his head because he wants to like write a ballad about this unicorn, and he's more interested in the story than the actual event.
Okay,
around
fair
him.
enough. And Zer,
Embellishment.
how are you reacting to all this, Zer?
Zer's trying his best to like mitigate everything, but also realizing that if he's too late, to like stop it. He's too late.
Fair enough.
So he's doing his best, but like if he sees another dead one, then like we gotta keep going.
All right. I'm assuming all of you guys are going to continue to follow the tracks.
Yes.
Yes.
All right. As you guys continue to follow the tracks, you do eventually end up in a spot where you see a younger unicorn seem to be surrounded by these weird, strange creatures. Creatures that none of you have ever seen before in your life. Seems like little things with horns about the size of Crawley. Some with leathery rings and a scorpion tail. Others seems like to be some weird-looking bug thing that is completely surrounding this unicorn, and some maniacal laughing is going on around them. And then at this, go ahead.
Before things get wild, I immediately step up and cast Sleep over a 20-foot area surrounding the unicorn.
Okay, go ahead and roll a 5d8s as you string a weird lullaby tune to all these.
22.
22? All right, let me get a chance to sec. Let me just look up some stuff. One moment, guys. All right. Just looking up health pools here. How many? What did you roll again?
22 total.
22. Okay. So here's what happens. One second. Let me just go back to my strewing stuff. One moment, please. All right. So you do the sleep spell, and as it does, you put 3 of these green guys to sleep. And at this point, all the other ones notice you. And then at this point, we're going to take a quick break, and then we'll get into some combats. So stay tuned as you guys face off against your first encounter. We'll be right back. All right, My apologies, guys. I forgot to turn the sound back on Streamlabs. But hope that you can hear it. But initiative is rolled. 3 of these green things are put to sleep, and Umbretta is the first to act. What do you guys do?
I am going to shoot at the only one in the front that isn't sleeping right now.
All right. So go ahead and make an attack roll.
Oof. A 7.
A 7. Oh boy. That does not hit him, unfortunately.
And that's my turn.
All right. Kaz, you are up.
Yes. So I am going to as I'm going to use my bonus action first. I'm going to turn invisible, which is a Fearbulg thing.
All right.
That lasts until I attack. But I'm
Okay.
just using it to so they don't know where I'm coming. So these 3 are asleep. Okay. I'm going to come around. How far away are we from them?
Currently you are within 5 feet. Everyone else is about. Let me just see. Everyone else is about
Okay.
50 feet away. So.
Would I be
Oh,
further
okay,
in?
I only
Because I
have-
was.
Yeah. I was just asking because I only have 30 feet of movement.
Yeah. So you can get up to there, but you are still invisible. So if you want, you can go up to them and continue, and then just continue your attacks. Oh, the music stopped. Hold on. Let me put it on loop. You might see an issue with cameras in a sec. Don't worry about it. I'm gonna do loop
Yes.
on the track playing.
Would casting a spell count as an attack?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, I
alright,
forgot
that's
to
fine.
add the space like an idiot. Sorry, folks.
I am going to cast Thunder Wave on them. Everyone make a con save in a 15-foot cube originating.
Well,
from
let
me.
me see if they are within range
Oh,
of you.
I hope so.
No, they're 5 feet away from you. They're
Okay.
5.
Oh, sorry.
They're 5 feet less away. If you would have gotten a little bit closer, it would have gotten like this green dude. But
okay.
you're a bit too far away at the moment.
Okay.
Oh, I forgot to put it
I don't
back.
think I can go any closer.
There we go.
Um,
You could go closer. You could spend an action to move once more. They don't know
Yeah,
where you
I
are
guess-
currently, so.
yeah, I guess I'll use my action to like get up here, but I can't attack yet.
Okay. Grimshaw,
Right.
it's your turn.
my
You
turn.
played a tune. These 3 guys are asleep. You see Kaz go invisible, and you assume that she will be doing stuff, and you see Umbretta shooting their crossbow, but they unfortunately miss. What would you like to do?
He's gonna move up 15 feet. Actually, I think that was a little closer to 20, but it doesn't matter. I'm not gonna move again. And he's gonna yell out, "Save the unicorn!"
Okay.
And I'm gonna cast Minor Illusion, and I'm gonna create another unicorn in front of the imps.
Okay.
And I would like to roll Deception to try to like make them think that like that's the one.
Sure. Go ahead and make a deception check, and then I will roll a insight check for these guys.
Woo, that's 21.
The imps above are caught off guard. They're like, like very feral in their language. Excuse me.
Are they speaking Infernal?
They are speaking. One moment, let me take a look at their stat block. Languages. These imps are speaking in Infernal. They're like, what? Another. If you understand them.
I do. I speak Infernal.
All right, that's what you hear the imps say.
I'm gonna use Bardic Inspiration, and I'm gonna give it to. I'm sorry, your character's name is Kaz, right?
Yes.
Okay, that'll keep things easy for me. I'm gonna give it to Kaz, and with the assumption that she's gonna try to save the unicorn. And
Do you
she's in
have
the
to
most danger.
see your ally to give them it or no? Because she's currently
As a
invisible.
bonus action, a creature other than yourself within 6 feet that can hear you.
Oh, okay, you're good then.
I can hear you.
I jam. And I wanted to put this guy closer up here. Is that okay?
Sure, that's cool.
Cool. All right, that's my turn.
All right. These 3 imps will attack the illusion and will realize it's an illusion. And then this guy is gonna... This guy is going to... I'm calculating feet here. Alright, that's just about 30 feet. Zoop. Alright, it will attack you with its claws. It'll roll to attack. Natural 1. As it runs up to you, it's like very quick on its feet, and you're caught off guard. But as it tries to do a jump and swipe attack, it accidentally trips and falls in front of you before getting itself back up. All right, that will be it for the creatures go. The other 3 are asleep, so they can't do much. Next, it is Zur. It is your turn.
Perfect. I could reach the creature that tried to hit Grimshaw, correct?
Let me see.
Without a doubt.
Yeah, with your reach, you could
Perfect.
definitely go up to him and swing. Because you have as a bugbear, you do have a 10-foot reach with your fists.
Yes. So that's what I'm going to do. You're going to see Zero run up, get into a big old boxer's pose, and hit him with 2 jabs.
Alrighty.
Natural 2 on the first one.
Does not hit.
Bonus attack, second jab. That is a natural 13, so plus 6, 19 to hit.
That will hit.
4. Okay, 8 damage.
Alright. How would you like to kill him?
Oh, so I guess I throw out the first jab as sort of a feint. He sort of dodges it, and I catch him right in the jaw and just knock him down.
Alright. You break its jaw, and as it does, its jaw goes flying across. And as it does, it squabbles onto the ground. As it does, you realize that its form changes. You see some weird magic effect go off all around it. And in its place, you see what seems like to be some halfling, actually. I do not have a halfling token available, unfortunately, but I'll put this skull to indicate that it is a corpse. Oh, that's too big of a token. So you
Halfling. More like a
yeah,
full-
it turns into a fully naked halfling. You see Grimshaw and Zur that there was some sort of marking on it that seems to fizzle away with some magical effect, but it left some sort of weird imprint on it.
It's a problem for later.
Alrighty. Anything else you would like to do, Zur?
I will stay right here.
Alright, there we go. There's the appropriate token. Alright. Davino, you're our last on initiative. Seems like all clerics do. What would you like to do?
I'm gonna move my 30 feet.
Okay.
And in Infernal, I'm going to say die.
Okay.
And I'm gonna cast Guiding Bolt on the imp that's like at the top of the triangle of imps.
Okay, so like this guy?
Yeah, that one.
Okay. Go ahead and make... Is it an attack roll or is it safe?
Natural 20.
Oh, shit. Okay. Roll your damage.
So that's 4d6
Shit.
normally.
Okay.
I only had. Let me get another d6 out of my bag.
Alright, so don't even roll. How would you like to kill it?
As I say that in Infernal, I look it dead in the eye, and the Guiding Bolt just basically full on straight through the forehead and explodes his brain out through the back.
You do a guiding... What's the color of it, by the way?
It's a swirl of like purple, blue, and silver.
A purpley, blue, and silvery bolt appears from your weapon, and as you point at it, a bolt streams across and hits the imp right on its forehead, and as it does, it disintegrates and explodes and turns to dust.
and then I just glare at the other two imps and say, "You're next."
The imps say in Infernal to you, "They got a cleric. He must die." All right, he says this. It is your turn, Umbretta. What would you like to do?
Bretta is going to do what rangers do, especially at first level, and shoot the one on the left of the unicorn.
All right, make your attack roll.
Ooh, a 21.
That hits him. Roll damage.
It's going to be 6 damage.
All right, you deal 6 damage to the imp, and as it does, an arrow. You see its fangs go approach. You see that it took some of the hit, but not as much as you hoped. It seems to get hit by the actual impact, but usually with arrow attacks, they would be longer in pain, but it seems like it was like a quick stab for it as it breaks off an arrow off its chest, taking half damage.
That's going to be my turn.
All right. All right, it is your turn, Kaz. You're still invisible.
Okay. So I'm going to come around here to to this guy, and I'm gonna attack him and cast Shillelagh on my my little staff here.
All right. You come out of invisibility, and as you do,
Yeah.
what's the color of the effect of Shillelagh for you?
For me, it's less a color and more like a strange, like sparkling effect in the air afterwards. Like it's almost shimmering, like the air above a fire.
Gotcha. So go ahead and make your attack roll with advantage because you're coming out of invisibility.
Sweet.
And with an extra d6.
Okay, good. Thank God I got that at advantage because I rolled a nat 20.
Hey!
Advantage, and I didn't
Look at that.
use the inspiration.
All right.
Damn. Okay.
So for natural 20s, it's still the max damage possible plus the die roll.
Okay. So 6, 7, 8, 8, 9, 10 plus the die roll. Okay. Because it's Shillelagh. Whee! There's a D8. There we go. Plus 6. So 8 plus 6.
All right. How would you like to defeat this imp?
Yeah, it sees me just as my staff is connecting with the top of its head, and it just like crushes its skull a little bit.
All right. You crush its skull. As it does, you hear a bone crack. And as it collapses to the ground, you see a red magical effect happening all over it. And then in its place seems like to be a corpse of a halfling, fully naked. And you see some magical effect go off after the fact.
Well,
And-
shit.
All right. It is anything else you'd like to do?
I think I might have a little bit of movement left to just like get on top of this rock,
Okay. You get on top of
That's
the
it.
rock. Alrighty.
and then I'm on the rock.
Alrighty. Grimshaw, you are up. What would you like to do?
Alright. And I am going to look at the one imp on the right side, and I'm going to use my psychic telepathy to whisper into his mind, "Have you ever heard the voice of an angel?" And then I'm going to fucking slam my guitar and cast Dissonant Whispers. He has to make a wisdom save.
Okay.
And the voice of the angel sounds like, "Yeah!"
Alright.
He's an 80s hair rock.
Well, I rolled a natural 1, so go ahead and roll damage.
That is 12 damage, and he is afraid. He is very afraid.
He is not afraid because he is gonna die as his ears pop and basically turn to a bright light, and in its place, a corpse of a halfling. It falls to the ground.
He was afraid before he died.
He did hear a voice of an angel, and he died because of it.
Grimshaw's gonna walk up to these guys and he's gonna look around at his comrades and say, "Time up."
All right.
Yeah.
So, well, the devils would go, but I'll take it away. The devils would go, but they are asleep. Sir, would you like to do anything?
Yeah, I'm gonna Hulk smash this one devil while he's asleep.
Sure.
Make sure he doesn't wake up.
You kill him. He's not waking up. And in his place, a corpse of a halfling is replaced with a red magic glyph.
Hang on.
Whoa. Can we not just knock them out? Or we're just killing people.
You don't know if they were turned by choice or not.
Davina, what would you like to do?
In hearing Kaz say that, he goes, "Well, we only need one for answers," and he's gonna walk up and just aim his warhammer straight onto the little dude's head to try and crush his skull.
You easily do so, and after crushing that head, a corpse of a halfling is replaced with the same magical red effect.
I take a look over at the unicorn. I go, "You all right?"
1 second. Let me change music here.
Is it freaking out? Absolutely.
Give me one
We kind of
moment,
just
y'all.
surrounded this thing and started murdering.
Give me 1 second, stream. It is only temperance. I know you see weird stuff right now, but it's okay.
And can I use is the unicorn injured?
1 second. I'm changing music. All right. You go up to your unicorn. It's a little bit hurt, but then it raises its horn and heals everyone for full HP if you got hurt. So.
Did anyone get hurt?
I don't think so.
No.
Nope.
It will it will heal itself, and it's like looking all around.
Yeah,
I tie this guy up.
Kaz just looks really sheepish, and she's like, my teachers would be very disappointed to hear about this, but I actually cannot understand animals, or I would speak with him. She can talk to animals, and they can understand her, but she can't understand them back, so she just is like whispering like calming noises to this.
It goes up to you, Kaz. Do you understand? 1 second as I pull its stat block. Do you Cersei will try to speak Celestial to you.
No.
Then it'll try to speak Elvish to you.
I do speak Elvish.
All right. You speak Elvish, and it says to you in Elvish, "Oh, thank you." I would make horse sound effects, but I'm not good at it. But it appreciates the help.
Good. What happened? Did they just pop up out of nowhere and start attacking?
Me and my mother were just galloping along the forest, and these things attacked us out of nowhere. My mother tried to protect me, and she got hurt really bad. We tried to run off, but they were catching up to us. She said she would get help, and she told me to run in a different direction.
Oh.
What happened to her?
I'd like. What is your name? How old are you?
My name is. As I think of a name. My name is Feli.
Feli, and how old are you?
I'm about and it gestures towards Umbretta, who assumes that they are human. Well, in human years, I'm about 20, but in unicorn years, I am 4.
Okay. Well, has your mother did get help, and we are the help.
Where is she?
However, she was not able to survive with the injuries that were given to her. I'm very sorry to tell you.
Their head is down.
I pet his snout, and I am just like trying to explain death like I would to a 4-year-old. And I'm just like comforting him.
Make an
As
animal
I-
handling check.
Um,
Britta is sobbing inside.
Okay.
I am also sobbing a little bit. Okay. Well, I rolled a nat 1, but I do have proficiency and everything. So
You try to
Aw.
calm it down to the best of your abilities, but you get the feeling that
I.
it doesn't really help in this scenario.
I'm gonna go over, and in Celestial, I'm going to ask it, do you have somewhere safe you can be?
It turns to you, and what gallops towards you to finish it. It says, "Yeah, I know a place to go. I just gotta go find my mom first. Do you know where she was last?" You can tell it's like sobbing a bit if it were to sob.
So,
see. Oh gosh.
do I know what god favors unicorns?
You aren't too sure which gods favor unicorns, but for the most part, most gods love unicorns. As like it could basically be one of their mounts, if not a pegasi.
So I'm going to say, well, the injuries were too severe, but your mother is now with the gods, so she is now on a different place, and she wants you to stay safe and grow up and live a happy life.
Oh, well, I appreciate that, and if it were to tear up, it would. She says, it says, I thank you all for well. I'll now speak telepathically to everyone. I thank you all for saving me. I really do appreciate it. I hope the healing helped any of you if you were injured on your way here. Do try to stay safe. Thank you. And then it will gallop away.
I'm gonna give it guidance as it gallops away.
Sure.
So it has a before if it eats it for the next minute.
Sure, that's fine. It will gallop away.
Kaz
Um,
is sobbing.
I'm gonna go up to Kaz and be like, You did comfort him some.
I was never the best at talking to the children in my village about death. And she like is very quiet and upset right now. And I guess she's gonna like look down at the halfling that she just murdered.
You look down at the halfling, you see its skull caved in. Other than that,
Damn it.
it is completely naked. But you see what seems like to be some sort of etching of a brand, like, on it. Like, you get the feeling this halfling was branded. But whatever image was there, it's kind of hard to see. You see, whatever an image would be there is gone. But you see, like, brand markings on it.
Okay.
We still have that one. And I pointed to the one that.
Yeah. Well,
It
how
is
long
very-
is it asleep?
For like an hour, I think, so.
Well, he's tied up now.
Yeah, and he's tied up, so.
Grimshaw looks at her in her moment of distress, and he walks over and says, "There can be no solace for the loss of one's own mother. Focus on what's here, what you can have."
Yeah.
And he turns and looks at this like goblinoid thing and says, "Vengeance." And he kicks this thing in the chest hard to wake it up.
It's trying to get out of the rope. I'll try.
I just push my foot down on his chest. Like, his ribs start to crack a little.
It's trying to. Can it bite? Let me see. If it can bite, it will. It'll try to scare you a bit. But needless to say, it doesn't go in good favor. It tries to squibble and squander out of the way, but you firmly pressing your foot against its body basically confirms that it could not, get out.
I just go next to him and I point to the imp whose head I blew off.
Uh-huh.
And in Infernal, I just say, "It could be you."
Making it...
Hey.
Go ahead. Go ahead, Grimshaw. You were saying something?
He was agreeing with him, like, that could be you. I'm going to help him with his intimidation.
All right,
or
make it
also roll intimidation.
Make an intimidation check for both of you.
Yeah, you also roll, because I have a +0.
you two roll.
I have a +5, which total.
Oh, I got a 15!
Nice.
All right.
You did just kill that guy, so.
I was appointed to whose head is completely blown off.
It will say, "Kill me," in Infernal to you, Devino. "Kill me does not matter. We shall return. The marked ones will bring us back."
I slap him.
You slap him.
What is your true name?
You cannot say it. You cannot understand Infernal, but Devino, you hear, "Fuck you. I will not say my name."
We should take him to the Cleric and see if they can dispel this devil magic.
Do we see the markings on any of the other naked gnomes?
Again, you see marks of what would be a branding, but the actual image is faded at this point. But you can't tell these halflings were branded.
We can take him back.
What do y'all think?
Sarah's just like shadow boxing, uninterested in all this.
Fair enough. What about you, Umbretta?
Oh, yeah.
Sorry, Cass.
No, please.
Go ahead.
Umbretta they feel like don't know what to feel, honestly. Just seeing all of this happen. They walk up and they're just ready to agree with whatever everybody else wants to do.
So,
All right.
Where did they come from? Like, did they travel from somewhere? Did they appear on this plane?
My guess is that they're cultists who turned themselves Devil Fiend, or Devil Fiends that inhabited cultists, or maybe they didn't want this, but they were forced into it. Either way.
You see the creature try to get out of it, but once more you firmly press your foot as it tries to squabble away.
Can I non-lethally use my breath weapon?
Sure.
I'm gonna knock him out. I don't feel like he's gonna give us any.
Sure. So you could just expend a use, and then as you do your breath weapon, which is force, I believe.
Yeah, I just turn and I say, "Shut the hell up!" And it's so loud that it like crushes him into the ground.
All right, you knock it out.
Sling him over my back. Next,
Would I know, or possibly know, if the brand gets altered with their death, or if we altered them by like our damage is what altered the brand?
Make a religion check.
I'm gonna guidance myself for that.
Sure.
While they're doing their thing, I'm gonna go grab Gotti.
Okay. You go and grab Gotti.
15?
15. As you were taught in the ways of the cleric, you were known to some knowledge of the occult, as it is the sworn enemy of all clerics. You get the feeling that this is some sort of ritual that is tied towards some sort of symbol. You get the feeling. And maybe the symbol interacts with however these halflings got their mark, or whatever the case would be. Something of that sort.
So killing it would alter the symbol.
You aren't too sure. You do know that the symbol might have something involved with bringing them up, and it clearly shows something. Clearly, you see the effects if you try to kill one.
Well, if we end this one, we're not definitely going to get what the branding mark is. So probably just take them and they can figure it out at the main church.
Gotti comes back and says, "All right, boss, what's going on? Oh, God! What happened?"
Stuff.
He looks out the halflings. Why'd you kill all these halflings? And what the hell is that? And he points out to this weird creature.
Well, it's a long story. I'm sure you'll hear about it in my next song. For now, I think we should bury that unicorn. Y'all are talking about what we should do under the observance of these gods, and leaving a corpse like that to rot just don't seem right with me.
Well, rotting is the most natural thing that can happen, but I do not want that baby to find his mother
Fair.
like that.
Super traumatizing.
Okay, so Kaz pulls like a little like strip of birch bark out of her bag and like starts sketching the symbol as best as she can, just so she has it on hand a little bit.
Okay, you know that the symbol has like a lot of spikes in it based on the indentation, and it's like oval shaped, but that's the best that you could get as far as like an actual image of it.
Yeah, I'm just doing my best for the general shape of it.
Of course.
But I agree, we should probably bring this one back to the temple. They could probably get it to talk there.
All right.
So,
I'm gonna go dig a unicorn grave. Weird day.
so something that is very often not used is background features,
Okay.
because people forget. And I have a background feature called Researcher. When I attempt to learn or recall a piece of lore, if I do not know the information, I often know where and from who I can obtain it.
Yes, you would be able to find it back at the church for that type of information.
Yeah, I knew that even without my. I'm so smart.
All right. So you guys take this little creature. Who's carrying it? It's about the same size as Gaudy, maybe
carry
slightly
it.
taller. Okay.
If I carried it, I'll probably kill him. So
All
I
right.
probably
Yeah.
should not.
You carry the creature, and as
I'm
it
carrying it like a little baby.
all right, you do so. You go back to the graveside of where this unicorn was, and you see what seems like to be almost a bed of flowers completely covering where this unicorn once was. It seems like some divinity and a combination of druidic magics enhanced this in a short span of a few minutes when you guys left.
Teamwork.
Looks as well buried and honored as I could hope for.
Let me get Gaudy out here.
The gods would be happy with this.
Well,
Damn, God.
It seems like
Sorry.
Dog cameo.
oh, I thought that was someone barking.
Continue.
I drop the illusion. I become a dog.
There it is. Well, I mean, it seems like the gods did this. I mean, I can only do so much. That's a little above my pay grade right now.
I think your efforts
Oh, it
started
helped.
it,
Yeah.
and my intercession maybe allowed them to take notice to help it flourish.
Yeah. Well, good. Well, should we go back to the temple then?
Yeah, because if not, I'm probably just gonna kill this one too.
Okay. Yep. Let's go.
All right.
And I'm gonna go to Umbrella, be like, "Are you okay? You seem to like have a lot of things going on."
I'm okay for right now. It's a lot to take in.
Oh yeah, like dead unicorn, imps turning into gnomes. The gnomes were naked. That's a whole other thing. So
Oh yeah. Why were they naked?
Yeah, those naked gnomes were the most things that really
Yeah,
got to me, honestly.
yeah, I was like, that's like right there under dead unicorn, like for traumatizing. Like it's really close. Doesn't pass it, but like a naked gnome, and then there were like 7 of them. Well, 6, because actually, technically, you're carrying a naked gnome. Did you know that?
Yes. I'm trying not to. Well, nothing's wrong with nakedness. It is
Oh no, no. I'm
natural.
just saying.
But, I do realize that might be a little uncouth to carry in town. And she, I don't know, I guess rips like a tiny like piece of cloth off of her robe and makes a little loincloth for it.
Okay. Sure.
So she's not carrying
Sure.
a naked halfling around.
That is perfectly fine.
They look
Oh.
much better with that skirt.
Mm-hmm.
You guys eventually find your way exiting out of the forest. It takes another 2 to 3 hours to exit. And as you do, you see the sun is slowly beginning to set as you guys begin to go back towards God's Landing with some weird creature at hand, some information discovered, and leaving the forest to live another day. And this is where we're going to end the session. I'd like to thank you all the viewers for showing up, and then this is obviously going to get posted to YouTube. Thank you for the commenters and the viewers watching there, and we will be back within 2 weeks from now. This will be a bi-weekly campaign along with 2 other ones. Be sure to tune in tomorrow for another episode of Adventures of Gladria, but we're going to take place at a different continent. So until then, guys, I hope you guys are prepared for a ride. We already had a pretty good first session, and we'll see you next time. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.